What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Playoffs? Playoffs?
Welcome, YouTube sports fans across the nation. This your boy Turtle.
I know one
with the
thing.
UNeducated Network.
I got to be one of the biggest Saints
So,
fans.
you think you know sports?
It's like, if they don't win, my week don't go right. And only a true fan would understand. I say that to say this. Welcome to the Superdome. Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Put the hurt on them. Who that? Put the hurt on them. Who that? Say they gonna beat them Saints on them. Who that? Put the hurt on them. Who that? Put the hurt on them. Who that? Say they gonna beat them Saints on them.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Turtle. Y'all already know what it is. And if you don't know, now you know. And been telling y'all, man. Been telling y'all for 2 years now. Them Saints, man, we the truth, bro. And we got a couple of years left to catch that ticket. And we waiting on Drew Brees to punch it. But before we get into all of that, man, it's playoff time. So let me give it a quick little run. You know, the Saints are 13-3, and we had some pretty good games. Craziest thing is, when we won our Super Bowl, we actually lost to the same 3 teams. So, you know, we got that going for us. I'm not going to get too much onto that, but we do got that going for us. So, who that? You know, man, I tell you what, man, Kansas City is what? I think Kansas City was 12-4. New England was 11-5. The Rams were also 13-3. So that's all your 1s and 2 seeds with Kansas City and the Saints being the 2-1 seeds, and the Rams and the Patriots, of course, being the 2 seeds. And the Steelers barely missed it. The Browns couldn't knock them off for the Steelers. But speaking of the Browns, they had a pretty good year, man. But at any rate, man, like I say, you know, that's 4 of the big teams right there. First, I talk about the Saints. We talk about the Saints, you know. Saints got a chance to go all the way. We win two games at home. You got home field advantage. So you got the chance to win 2 games at home to make it to the Super Bowl. And then the Super Bowl in Atlanta, which is also in a dome. I mean, this is prime time opportunity for the Saints to snatch this opportunity and get the W. We'll jump over to the Rams. The Rams is another team that they kind of skyrocketed, and they kind of go with Ty Gurley's been in and out the lineup this season, and their run game, you know, is kind of dependent upon him. I feel like their offense is really dependent upon him, because if he's not in the backfield, you're not really scared of what they gonna throw at you, you know. And then you got Kansas City, which Kansas City is one of those teams which they got home field advantage as well. So you win 2 games and you're in the Super Bowl. So, but Kansas City is one of those teams. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is, I mean, man, it's like a joystick, like a highlight reel, man, a human highlight reel. Man, he had a no-look pass. I know I wanted to bring y'all all of that, but I wanted to wait till the playoffs to come back a little strong for y'all. So, you know, man, that's some good teams, man. Then you got New England, old tried and true, with Tom Brady. You know, it's tried and true, and that's one thing about that dude. It's tried and true, and he stands out every year to improve and to prove people wrong, you know. So, you know, that's the one thing about New England, man. You can't never count them out when that guy in the lineup. And Bill Belichick is one of those coaches that just know how to coach him up and put him in a good position in order to succeed week in and week out. Like, he know how to take away certain weapons on teams, you know. Then you got the first set of games that coming up, man. Let's see. We got the first set of games that's coming. That's you got the Texans versus the Colts. Texans versus the Colts. I think that's gonna be a good game because this is a divisional match. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. The Colts is a red-hot team going into the playoffs, man. That's a red-hot team. So, Andrew Luck, that's scary right there, man. I'm telling you. Because Andrew Luck is one of those players that he's a bona fide quarterback. Like, he's a Drew Brees-esque Peyton Manning-esque. You know, he has that it factor, you know, and he came back. They started him off hot this year with like 54 passes a game, and I was like, man, they tripping, they crazy. But it all panned out for them. They end up getting back to the playoffs, and I think, you know, I love Houston. You know, Houston is my second team. You know, Houston is my second squad team. But that's the one thing about Houston, though, I can tell you, because I do watch them, you never know what kind of offense they gonna bring, because they have that up and down factor with the run game, the running back. You know, yes, Deshaun Watson is a monster, and he does bring that to the table. But it's one of those things you just never know, though. You know, so you got to hold the jury out on that one. Then you got the Cowboys versus the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, dangerous, versus Dak Prescott and America's team. So that's going to be a game in itself. And then it's playing in Jerry's world. You know, don't forget, you know, Earl Thomas already done told him he's out of there. You know, he's pretty much out of there. And that could be the team he could be playing for next year. So he might show up to the game. Excuse me. He might show up to the game, man, and be in the Cowboys jersey or some stuff, man. Like, that's how serious it is for him. He ain't, you know, he done with them. So, but that's one of those games, because they got Zeke Elliott, that you can really rely on. Russell Wilson is dangerous. As simple as that. You never know. Now, if they're playing at home, I'm taking them no matter what. But the fact that the Cowboys are playing at home and they have a tremendous run game, and their defense is a top tier defense, you know, I'm gonna go against my better judgment and give the edge to the Cowboys, which would in turn, you know, go back to my next story, which is coming up. You know, Cowboys would end up coming to play the Saints at home for a redemption game, but we'll get to that if we have to. And then you got Baltimore versus the Chargers. Chargers, I told y'all, I kept telling people, Phillip Rivers is a monster, man. You know, and I kept on telling people, Phillip Rivers is a monster. But Lamar Jackson, man, this boy playing like Mike Vick out there. He lightning fast. One of the quickest quarterbacks I've seen in a long time, man. You know, as far as the ability to boom, you know, to hit the hole and run it. Man, I think they're averaging like 230-something rush yards a game. Excuse me, man. It's cold out here, and I got to keep myself warm, man. It's really cold out here today, man. It's cold and rainy. But my little thing keep on wanting to fall over here on me. But yeah, like I say, man, you know, it's the one it's the one thing about the Chargers that I always like, and that's that they do have Phillip Rivers, and that's one of those quarterbacks you just can't never put, you know, you can't turn your back on, because he is a good quarterback, man. And, you know, you never know what you got until you get it. And but lastly, you got the Bears against the Eagles, and that's why I said I think the Bears gonna win this game. You know, it's a good run for Nick Foles. Lottie-dee, lottie-die. You know, clap it up for him. Everything all good. Everything got an end, though. All good things come to an end, as they say. So I think the Bears with Khalil Mack gonna wreak havoc on that offensive line, which has been a problem all year. Not to mention they secondary, the Eagles' secondary has been a problem all year. And Mitchell Trubisky, you know, he got some weapons to throw that ball around to. Not to mention the running backs. So I'm giving the edge to the Bears on that one, man. But yeah, playoffs back, man. That's all I got for y'all, man. This your boy Turtle with So You Think You Know Sports. Holla at me.
Let me hear your answer. Think you better than wrong? Think you don't know? Think you don't know? So you think you 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 know sports?